Hey there, English learners. Welcome to English Junction. Before we begin, make sure to watch this video till the end because once you do, you'll never be confused about this topic again. I'll explain everything with fun and easy examples you'll remember forever. Today, we are talking about one of the most beautiful and creative figures of speech. Whenever we start learning figures of speech, we always begin with simile. But sometimes, even though it looks simple, we don't fully understand it. So today, let's begin with simile in the easiest way possible. We'll learn all the topics shown here. Now, let's understand what is a simile. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two different things using a common quality. Now just look at these two objects shown in the video, a triangle and a square. Both are different, but they share same quality. So that's what makes it a simile. Now all you have to do is remember these words. They'll make it easy to find similes anywhere. Now here are three key purposes that you have to keep in mind while learning simile. It compares two objects or things, it shows one shared quality, it uses the words as, like and so. Now let's understand it through some examples. Example 1. The room was as big as a basketball court. Let's look at this example. Now here we are comparing two different things. One is the room and the other is the basketball court. Both are not the same, right? But they share one similar quality. They both are big. So when we say as big as, we are using the word as to compare these two things. So that's what makes it a simile, a comparison using as. Now let's look into the second example. My dad is as cool as a cucumber. Now here again we are comparing two different things, my dad and a cucumber. Of course they are not the same thing, but both have one similar quality, they stay cool. We use this simile to describe someone who stays calm and relaxed even in a tense or stressful situation. And see, we are using the word as again, as cool as. So that's what makes it a simile. And I hope now you are able to understand little by little. Now let's look at the third example. He runs like the wind. Here again we are comparing a person and a wind. So they are two completely different things, right? But they share one common quality. Both move very fast. So when we say he runs like the wind, we mean that he runs very quickly, just like the wind moves fast. And notice, again we use the word like to make the comparison. So that's why it's a simile. I hope you are able to understand everything what a simile is by looking at these examples. Now let's move to the fourth one. The soup was as hot as fire. Here we are comparing two different things. One is the soup and fire. Both are not same, right? But what do they share? The common quality is heat. Both are hot. So when we use the word as to show the comparison, as hot as fire, that means it is a very common word and very good word to use in simile. It means the soup was very, very hot, almost burning. So this simile helps us imagine how hot it really was. Now let's move to a last example. The sky looks like a painting. Here again we have two things, the sky and a painting. They are completely different. One is real and the other is man-made. But they share one quality, beauty and color. So when we say the sky looks like a painting, we mean the sky is so beautiful, colorful and perfectly shaped that it appears as if someone has painted it on canvas. So that is the power of simile. It helps us describe something in a creative visual way. Now that you have understood how similes work and how to identify them, let's look into some commonly used similes that you might hear in daily life, stories, or even movies. So these examples will help you understand similes and make language colorful and expressive. So now let's understand some commonly used similes in detail. She shines like a star. Now here we compare a person with a star in the sky. They both are different, but they share one quality, that is brightness. It means she stands out, maybe for her talent or confidence. The word like shows this comparison. So it's a simile. Example 2. He fought like a lion. Here we compare a man to a lion. They are not the same, but both are brave and fearless. So he fought like a lion means he showed great courage and strength. So now this word like helped us to picture bravery. Now let's move to example 3. Life is like a box of chocolates. This one means life is full of surprises. Just like you never know which chocolate you will get, you never know what life will bring next. That's why we say life is like a box of chocolates. Now, let's look to the 4th example. His words cut like a knife. Here again we compare words to a knife. The common quality is sharpness or pain. A knife can hurt physically and words can hurt emotionally. So this simile shows how powerful and painful words can be. Now the last one, she is as busy as a bee. Now here we compare a woman to a bee. Both are hardworking and active. She is as busy as bee means she is always doing something, just like a bee that never rests. So in every example, we compared two different things, found one shared quality and used like or as to show that comparison. So now you understood a real simile always has same quality, while the ironical simile is having opposite quality, which we'll be learning now. Now, similes make language more imaginative and expressive. Now, let's learn what is not a simile. But wait, here's something important. Not every sentence that uses as or like is a simile. Let's understand the difference between true simile and non-simile, because this is where many learners make mistake. Now this is one of the important factor which you have to keep in mind. Not everything with as or like is a simile. Now let me explain it through examples. Now look at both the examples. The room was as big as a basketball court. The room was as big as it could be. Now which one is a simile? Obviously, after learning all these things, you understood sentence A. So why? The reason is the room and basketball are two different things which has one shared quality. They both are as big. So now you understand why it was simile. Now second sentence, why it is not a simile? Because we have only one object there, that is the room. Another object is not there to compare. So there is not a simile. So always remember, a simile compares two different things by using the word like or as. Now let's look at another example. She sang melodiously as a nightingale. She sang as melodiously as she could. Now again you understood sentence A is a simile. Now I hope here you have understood it clear. A is simile because girl and nightingale are two different things and they both have the same quality of being melodious. Now sentence B, that is not a simile because there is only one object, the girl, and she is not compared with another thing. So there is not a simile. No comparison means no simile. So remember, it always compares two different things maybe an image or effect just to show how much or how well something happens. Now let's have a look at our next ironical or sarcastic sentence. It is a simile. It looks like it, but not exactly. Let's look into an example. Your concepts are as clear as mud. So technically this is a simile, but sarcastic. Why? Mud isn't clear. It means all your concepts are not clear. That means concepts, whatever you are thinking, whatever you are having, it is not clear at all. So looking at this, you have to identify it is ironical. Let's move to the next. My boss is as calm as volcano. Again here, it's not a true simile, it's ironical. Why? Because volcanoes are not calm. There is no common quality. This comparison doesn't make any sense. So I hope you understood what is a simile and what is not a simile. Let's quickly recap what we learned today. Always remember, a simile compares two different things. There must be one shared quality. It uses as, like, and so. If the second object is missing, it's not a simile. If the comparison is sarcastic or ironical, again it's not a simile. I hope now your concepts are as clear as crystal. So do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to keep learning with English Junction. In our next video, we'll learn about types of similes. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing and keep shining with English Junction.